As of today, Cardano is a leading proof-of-stake blockchain, currently offering around 3.5% in liquid staking rewards. This is amazing, but in 5 years' time from now, staking rewards on Cardano will be closer to 1.5%, and in 10 years, less than 1%. You may be sad to hear this, but there actually are some major benefits to the long-term investor. This is the nature of the deflationary era, and it's where we're going to be diving into today. Inflation today plagues our entire economy. People looking to buy their first home now need a 40-year mortgage to consider buying. Dollars in your bank account lose value by the day. And it's easy to see that when you go to the grocery store and try to buy some eggs and you can't get them because they cost 8 times as much as they did last year. On top of this, Cardano has been on an inflation trend for some time now too. But this is not going to last, and it is actually going to curve quite steeply, which is why I'm bringing this up in today's video. It's a good thing overall. Honestly, inflation does not really benefit us too much, and Cardano is a hard capped supply asset, so that's also something it's got going for it, meaning it will not always be introducing new tokens into the ecosystem and emitting them, putting them into the supply. But overall, this means that your staking rewards will no longer be as lucrative. But if you're a long-term investor, this is actually a very good moment for you because we're entering an era of deflation or towards deflation rather than inflation, slowly but surely and kind of steeply in the next decade for Cardano. If you believe Cardano is going to be here in a decade, then you're probably interested in this part. Cardano will shift towards being more and more deflationary. Not by burning tokens either, just by introducing less tokens into the supply. Here's a little graphic that I'm going to show you now. This is the annual inflation rate for Cardano. As you can see here, right now we're about 4.5%. Staking rewards about 1% lower than this, or about 75% less than the annual inflation rate. So if we go down to 24 years from now, you can see the staking rewards are pretty much nothing. And obviously you could get better yield elsewhere if you weren't holding it in Cardano or if you're using some other mechanism other than staking. But keep in mind also that staking doesn't lock up your tokens, so you could potentially utilize staking and another form of yield on top by locking them elsewhere still under your stake. But what deflation means at its core is there's more currency being taken out of the circulating supply than added to the circulating supply. As you saw with the graphic I just went over, obviously this isn't necessarily the case because yes, there are still tokens going into the supply, but more than likely after the year of 2033, there will be people misplacing their coins every year, maybe even up to 1%. And in that case, it would be deflationary Cardano. But can we measure that? Not really. So we're working towards a deflation era, and in turn, the amount of inflation going out is decreasing. And that's more of where we're at right now. And also your staking rewards are decreasing. Cardano is never going to burn the tokens itself, so it's not going to be super deflationary and truly deflationary until we hit the supply cap, which is many, many decades from now, like Ethereum burning tokens. And you can see that these things have long-term effects if not put into the system properly. And Cardano has outlined a pretty good long-term system for token emissions. Yes, deflation is possible with human error, but it is unlikely that we will ever be able to manage or put this amount of deflation in conclusion with human error to a tangible number. We just won't be able to really tell. But even without people fumbling their tokens, there is an extreme shift here in a lot less tokens being added to circulation and less supply, less selling pressure, and more demand to increase as the protocol develops in its current direction. People pick up steam, people are interested, and people want ADA, the Cardano's native token, to interact with this ecosystem. This also equals a jackpot for long-term holders because the price of their investments or the tokens they're holding will go up a ton in value, which people are willing to pay for. So just because you're losing your staking rewards over time and they're going down a bit, this also means that the real interest rate is kind of staying the same. Right now we have token emissions. You have a yield of 5%, but the token emissions are so high, everybody else gets that yield and people sell it off, and the real interest rate is actually already there. It's already very low. Yes, the number in your account for Cardano may not go up as much, but in reality, the real interest rate is pretty similar. And in this case, overall, there's less sell pressure because less people are getting less ADA, or more people are getting less ADA, including yourself. If you want to get more ADA, you're going to have to head to the exchange in a lot of cases. And in 5 years, most people will be primarily going to the exchanges and trying to pick up all the ADA they can get because their staking rewards aren't yielding them as much as they would like or once used to. Anyways, that's it for today's video. It is kind of short. If you want to check out this Twitter thread that I wrote, as well as a source for this image right here, those will be linked down in the description. And don't forget to come onto my newsletter if you want to expand outside of just Cardano into crypto and into a philosophy to lead a better life, mixing that all together twice a week. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video or the next one, whatever that is. It's been your friend Jack. Peace.